Hare Krishna, Namaste. Chapter 14 is entitled as Gunatraya Vibhaha Yoga, Sloka 7, Part 2. Rajo rāgātmakaṁ viddhi tṛṣṇā-saṅga-samudbhavam nibadhnāti kaunteya karma-saṅgena dehinam. Last session we learned that both sattva guna and rajo guna leads one to perform a karma, action, and that action produces reaction by which one gets next birth, and this cycle keeps repeating. But the difference is the person in sattva guna develops attachment towards the end result, the happiness, whereas the person in rajoguna develops attachment towards the action itself, not the result of the action. He does not think about the consequences of his action, whereas the person in sattva-guna thinks about the consequences of the action. Therefore, the person in sattva-guna focuses on the end result, not on the means, the action itself. In this sloka, there are three terms has been used, which seems pretty repetition or very close. Raga, tṛṣṇā, saṅga. Raga means desire, tṛṣṇā means desire, saṅga means affection. Though it all sounds similar, but it has its variation. Let's see the differences. Raga, it is said, yoshit purushayor anyonya spriha. It is a desire between men and women for each other. That is, the male and female have a mutual attraction. That is raga. Whereas tṛṣṇā means desires of the senses. Shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha. Eyes want to see something really beautiful. The nose wants to smell something fragrant. The tongue wants to taste something palatable. And the hands wants to touch something soft. The ears want to hear something very nice. These are called samsparshikam, the desire through the senses. Whereas saṅga means it's an affection towards one's putra, mitra, kalatra, meaning one's son or daughter or friends or spouse and so forth. So this happens through the mind, not through the senses. Therefore, this is called sankalpikam. Whereas the previous one just now we saw, which is tṛṣṇā, is samsparshikam. That is not through the mind, it is through the senses. So there's a difference between these two. Tṛṣṇā develops desire, saṅgam develops affection, which becomes the cause for one's bondage. Then why does Krishna say in this sloka, karma-saṅgena dehinam? It appears the tṛṣṇā and saṅgam are the one which binds. It doesn't seem to be the action, the karma is the cause of bondage. Well, the answer is, for one to fulfill the desire and the affection, one must get engaged in some activity. Though rajoguna is the cause of desire and affection, for one to make it happen, fulfill the desire and affection, one gets into an action, and that is nothing but karma. Therefore, this person is attached to the karma-saṅgam, to the activities. and that activity entangles this person. Therefore, Krishna says that Rajoguna causes the karma-saṅgam. These attraction, desire, affection, these are all just the jnana vikara, just a change in one's consciousness. We should know that the tṛṣṇā-saṅga, they are all not present in the body. It is sheltered in the consciousness, in our jnana, which is known as dharma-bhūta jnana. All this desire and affection are not located in the senses. Just because I am seeing something very nice, beautiful, not that my attraction and affection are present in my eyes. Not that I would like to eat something very tasty. The desire is not present in the tongue. So these desires and affection and attraction are not present in the senses, not present in the body, not even present in the Rajoguna. It is simply the changes that takes place in one's jnana vikara. So this brings up an interesting question. The Rajoguna and the consciousness are two different entities. Rajoguna is of Prakriti, whereas the consciousness is of the Atma. In other words, the three gunas have taken shelter of body, whereas the dharma-bhūta jnana, the consciousness, the knowledge, has taken shelter of the Atma. And if we say tṛṣṇā-saṅga, or just the changes that takes place in one's consciousness, how does this happen? Meaning the changes through Rajoguna. Well, let's understand what's a common factor between Rajoguna and the Atma. Rajoguna, which triggers the desire, is present in the body. It's taken shelter of the body. Whereas Atma, which goes through changes in its consciousness, is also present within that same body. Because of the body, the Atma's knowledge is covered. In the 3rd chapter, 40th Sloka, Krishna said, Indriyani manobuddhi asya adhishṭhānam uchyate. That is, the senses, the mind and the intelligence are the sitting place of one's desire. Eter vimohatyesha jnanam avritya dehinam. Through them, lust, the desire, covers the real knowledge of the living entity and bewilders him. So we can see here, buddhi is the consciousness, the knowledge, dharma-bhūta jnana. It is nothing but that which gives the determination to perform an action. If someone wants to perform an action, there should be a determination, and that is nothing but which comes from buddhi. That is the consciousness, knowledge. Even if mind says no, and the buddhi says yes to make it happen through its determination. So, this tṛṣṇā-saṅgam present in the consciousness which belongs to the Atma. The Atma spreads this consciousness throughout the body. In other words, the Atma along with this consciousness is covered by the body, Sharira. And we already learned that the body is of 3 gunas. So Rajoguna is also present there within the body. Therefore, it is that Rajoguna which impacts the Atma's knowledge or consciousness? So that's the answer. tṛṣṇā-saṅga, sheltered in the consciousness. The consciousness is sheltered in the Atma. But the cause of its becoming effective is rajoguna. This is how rajoguna impacts the jnana vikara of the Atma. So the bottom line here is Krishna is advising Arjuna, Kaunteya, therefore engage in the battle in the mode of goodness, not in mode of passion. So how can one do that? For us, we think battle, fighting, things like that require passion. But Krishna telling that he has to fight in mode of goodness. Does it even possible to do so? The answer is yes. Mode of goodness engages one in knowledge and gives happiness. We have learned this one from the previous sloka. So, sattva guna increases one's desire to do their duty as per the varnashrama dharma by cultivating such knowledge. As a Kshatriya, engage in your duty. Duty is to fight in the battlefield. Instead, not fighting is being triggered not by sattva guna but by rajoguna. You are thinking by not fighting you are in mode of goodness, but the truth is by your not fighting, understand you have been triggered or impacted by rajoguna, not by sattva guna. Why? Because it's out of your affection to these friends, relatives, family members and so forth that you don't want to fight. If you were in sattva guna, then understand that fighting is your duty, it's your dharma, it's as per the varnashrama dharma. You need to protect the citizen through your duty, and that should be the driving factor for you to fight, not to run away. So the great Pandits, a learned person, are interested in the end result more than the means and the process. Whereas the person in mode of passion engages in the battle out of desire, affection, attachment towards the kingdom, towards the family, friends. Therefore, they make hasty decisions without properly analyzing the end result. But person in sattva guna analyzes the end result and does action accordingly. To summarize, it is rajoguna the reason why the male and the female have a mutual attraction. It is also the cause of the desire for sense objects, and it is also the cause for the attachment to one's children, friends, relatives. By creating a longing for actions, it becomes the cause of binding the embodied self to samsara. Whereas sattva guna, by promoting attachment to knowledge and happiness, it propels the Atma to be engaged in certain actions which are means to attain those knowledge and happiness, and thereby creating the Atma to be bound to the samsara. So both binds. Now next, let's see how the tamoguna does this. From the next sloka. Rajo rāgātmakaṁ viddhi tṛṣṇā-saṅga-samudbhavam nibadhnāti kaunteya karma-saṅgena dehinam. Namaste. Hare Krishna.